Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another random match here on WWE 2K16. What I've got for you here now is the Undertaker versus Eddie Guerrero, as per suggested by William Bannister. And here we go. I've not actually used the Undertaker on this game yet. This has been a nice addition for me. I've not seen the American Badass Undertaker either. He does come out on his bike, doesn't he? Yeah, there he is. Of course, the American Badass Undertaker is going to be in our Attitude Era roster. The other Undertaker, I think it's the 97 Undertaker, I think it is, he's going to be in our Retro roster. And then, of course, we've got the current day Taker for current day. This Undertaker looks pretty cool, actually. I want to see if the bike stays there. I'm sure it will do. It used to on the older games. The bike would stay there for the entire match. Was there a game where you used to be able to get on the bike during the match? I seem to very, very vaguely remember being able to get on the bike and like ride up and down the ramp. It looked absolutely terrible, but I seem to recall that used to be a thing. I might be wrong, but I'm really looking forward to starting our Attitude Era. It's going to be saying that all of our rosters this year are going to be absolutely fantastic, but Attitude Era is going to have a lot of it's going to have a big mix in it. It's going to have a lot of WCW and ECW guys in it as well. Of course, we are going to have two main championships. We'll have the WWF Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. Also going to have the Intercontinental Championship, the European Championship, the Light Heavyweight Championship, the Hardcore Championship, and of course a Tag Team Championship. And eventually, when the DLC comes out, we will have a Women's Championship in there as well. You see Eddie Guerrero making his way down to the ring. This is one of the matches that William wanted to see. He's suggested quite a few for Eddie Guerrero, so we will use them over the next week or so. Got quite a lot of random matches to upload, as well as all of the title tournaments for our Universe mode. It's just taken so long to do these title tournaments. I recorded one last night, the first one I did, which was the WWE Championship for the current day roster. It took nearly 2 hours to do the tournament. And then the file it gave me at the end was a 15 gigabyte video, which obviously to edit and break down took quite a while. And now it's been uploading for about 12 hours. It looks like it should be on in the next few minutes, hopefully. So, of course, by the time you're watching this video, it should be available. I've done the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship title tournaments now as well. But I'll hopefully get all these tournaments done over the next coming week. And then by next weekend, maybe by Monday it might be, we'll start recording the Universe mode. And we'll get the Universe mode uploaded for you guys. Might try and get a full week's worth uploaded over the weekend, just to get you all into it. And then we'll go to our normal weekly sort of shows as we normally do. So we'll have an episode of WWE on a Monday, an episode of Global Force on a Tuesday, an episode of Ring of Honor on a Wednesday. We'll have a Retro roster on a Thursday, Attitude Era being uploaded on a Friday night, and then of course we will have NXT on a Saturday. Now I know NXT is on the game a Wednesday I think, but I wanted to make sure I had Global Force and Ring of Honor earlier in the week. This is because Global Force and Ring of Honor are normally the brands that we do the bigger, longer tournaments, the longer sort of pay-per-views on, shall I say. And it just makes it easier for me to record as well. Like with Ring of Honor, we might do like a weekend pay-per-view. So we'll do like a show on a Friday night, a show on a Saturday night, and a show on a Sunday night. And the same with Global Force, but Global Force sometimes we even had a week-long pay-per-view, and I've done that a couple of times on 2K15. It absolutely killed me, but I did it in the end. So yeah, that's why I've got them earlier in the week and got NXT towards the end. I'm not sure what to do with NXT. I'm not sure whether to have a pay-per-view for them every other month like we did last year with our other brands, or whether just to make every 4th episode a pay-per-view, because that's what the Universe mode is set up at the moment. There is no pay-per-views for NXT on the Universe mode when the game comes out, but it does give you sort of like every 4 shows. It gives you almost like a special edition of NXT. You have a title match, you have a tag team championship match, and that sort of thing as well. I'm not entirely sure yet what we're going to do with that. I think I might just do the same concept we did last year, where we did the Attitude Era, and the current day roster has a pay-per-view every single month. Ring of Honor and Global Force will take it in turns, but of course the majority of superstars do wrestle for both rosters anyway. And then the Retro roster and NXT will take it in turns. Well, I think that's going to be probably their best way of doing it, like we did last year, to make sure that we all get pay-per-views and that sort of thing then as well. One thing I have noticed is it might be a bit better this year to do the feuds, because it looks like last year the feuds did not kick in until 4 weeks before a pay-per-view, but it looks like this year you can create a feud whenever you like, and it just finishes. It would finish on the week when it finishes. That makes sense at all. Like I was saying, if you start the Universe mode on the game when it comes out standard, it gives you NXT. If you start 4-week feuds on NXT, then the feud will last for 4 weeks and finish on NXT television. So that's probably quite good, because it means we can do stuff like that and we don't have to just always build up towards the pay-per-view. Plus it means we might be able to do like an 8-week feud leading up to that pay-per-view. Now that'd be really good if we do an 8-week sort of feud. And we could definitely do that, especially with NXT and things like that. But with NXT, we'd probably take like 3 or 4 weeks to decide who our #1 contenders are going to be and things like that. As the Undertaker launches Eddie Guerrero up and catches him in a tombstone piledriver. And this could have been an incredibly fast match, this one. Taker with a pin. 1, 2. And no, Eddie Guerrero kicks out. Undertaker's hit Eddie Guerrero with a chokeslam and a tombstone piledriver now as well. And Taker, of course, is going to be heavily involved in Attitude Era. He's going to be one of the top guys on the card. Eddie Guerrero is going to be a bit everywhere, really. I did consider having Eddie Guerrero as part of the Cruiserweight Championship. I think he will be as well. But, of course, Eddie Guerrero will also be involved in the Intercontinental Championship, the European Championship. And then at a stretch, we might even have him involved in the World Heavyweight and the WWF Championships as well. No reason why that can't go. Of course, Eddie did sort of mid-2000s. He was a main event star, so I think we could really do that on here as well. I'm not going to push him too high up stat-wise. Probably make him about an 88, I think is about fair. That makes him a pretty good Intercontinental Champion, but not quite at the same level as The Rock and Austin and things like that. So he'll still be able to fight for the World Championship. We'll put him in there. Create some nice little feuds, I think, with Eddie Guerrero. I'm quite looking forward to that now. Like I said, I just want to get a few more guys together, then I can start doing the Attitude Era roster championship tournaments and get them uploaded for you as well. I have said next weekend is when I want to start doing the universe mode. However, I should be okay. Like I say, it's taking a lot longer to record and edit and upload the episodes than I thought it would do, to tell the honest truth. But hopefully I should be able to get them on for you in time. Oh, the first one is actually up now. I've just realised the first championship tournament, the WWE Championship, that is across now on that playlist. Hopefully getting the World Heavyweight Championship and Intercontinental Championship uploaded this evening for the current day roster. That's going to be quite good. It's so nice to just get a fresh start. That's an hour and a half long, that first video. That's just, like I was saying, that's why it's taking a lot longer to get everything up and running. Taker just surveying the damage he's done to Eddie Guerrero. But like I said, once we've got these championships, I think it's definitely worth doing, because it takes away any arguments people might have with me just handing the championships out. Basically, I handed them out last year. I gave the WWE Championship to Cena. I gave the Intercontinental Championship to Ziggler. I gave the Tag Team Championships to, I think it was the Usos. So this year now everyone's having to earn the championships, and it means that probably we're going to get a little bit different to what I would normally give it out as, and that's I think that's a good thing, really. It's gonna make the whole thing a bit fresher. As Eddie with a pin, 1, 2, only a 2 count. Went for the pin after that trio of Germans. Both guys back up to their feet now, and you see Taker. Eddie came running towards him. Taker caught him in the arm drag. Bringing Eddie back up to his feet now again. Twisting the arm and taking him into the corner. Taker's looking for a little bit of old school here. And there it is. Old school by the Undertaker. What a great move that is. In for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count still. Eddie Guerrero still in this one. And now there's the head scissors by the Undertaker as well. Big boot to the stomach. As my laptop's kicked in for no apparent reason. Boot to the stomach there by the Undertaker on Eddie Guerrero. I apologise, my flat seems to be very, very noisy at the moment. We've just had some sirens go past, my laptop's kicked in, my phone's buzzed. Eddie Guerrero's been busted open as well. I must have missed that. I was trying to pause my laptop from coming up with loads of noise. Neck breaker there by Eddie Guerrero. I'll tell you what, I've actually just really found an appreciation for this match now. When William suggested it, I thought, yeah, that's a good match. But now watching it, I think we could have a really good feud here. I think championship-wise and everything like that, and Attitude here as well. It's just making me excited to start that universe mode up. I really want to get there now. I'm enjoying doing these random matches and of course, all the championship tournaments and that, but when we finally get into our shows and we can have the storylines and the rivalries, and I think it's going to be so much better. As Taker lines Eddie Guerrero up and takes him up for his last ride. There it is. Surely that's going to be enough to finish Eddie off. 1, 2. No way is Eddie Guerrero kicked out of that. He's kicked out of a choke slam, a tombstone power driver, and a last ride now in this match. And you see Taker can't understand. Clubbing blow across the back, and Taker's lining Eddie Guerrero up again straight away. Takes him up. And this time, this should be his last ride. A second one. How is the Undertaker getting this many finishes? I have no idea. In for the pin, and now surely there's no way Eddie Guerrero can kick out again. 1, 2, and 3. I think the Undertaker is going to be a force to reckon with in our Attitude Era Universe mode. Definitely. We've got The Rock and Austin and Triple H and Shawn Michaels to face off against, but I think he should be fine. And that's a great thing with having this Austin showcase, is the fact that we've got all these old arenas that we can use for Attitude Era, because this is quite a nice Vengeance arena. We're going to have there's the Royal Rumbles on there. You've got WrestleManias. You've got so many great arenas that we can use. Plus, we'll get some of our others as well. No Way Out's on there. No Way Out was always one of my favourite as well. There's a great Northern Light suplex there by Eddie. He went for the pin, but that was only for a 2 count. And you see Taker lining Eddie Guerrero up here. This is the first of the last rides. And I can't believe that Eddie managed to kick out of this one, to tell the honest truth. And it would be quite nice if you could watch the... I've said this from my videos before. It would be great if you could actually watch the entire match from this perspective. It just makes it look a little bit different. It makes it actually almost look like you're sitting in the crowd, which I quite like. And there it is, that second last ride, and that was enough to finish Eddie Guerrero off. There was no way he was going to get back up after 2 of them. And there is the 3 count. So the Undertaker picks up a victory in his first appearance here on my 2K16. And we're going to be seeing a lot of him, like I said, in the Attitude Era Universe mode. He will be heavily involved in the main event. And also the tag division alongside his brother Kane. The Brothers of Destruction. Might not push them too hard in the tag division because we don't really want them to take over like we had last year in the Retro roster. Last year in the Retro roster, obviously Sting and Ultimate Warrior took over and nobody could beat them. So we'll have them involved in the tag team division maybe, but I don't really want to get to a point where teams like the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, just find them unbeatable. I quite like that, the way the Taker gets back on his bike and just rides it off. The fact it disappears into the ramp isn't great. I'm sure that arenas such as Monday Night Raw, the Raw is War arena, should work a bit better. Remember guys, that is the end of this episode. If you could slap that like button for this match, it would be absolutely great. And of course, slap it for the Eddie Guerrero core as well. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe because I will be uploading lots more 2K16 footage every single day. So you don't want to miss out on that. Of course, Universe Mode should be kicking in next week, hopefully. By the weekend, I should have everything sorted, so we should get straight into it next week. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.